Good afternoon, and welcome back to Breck to the Future, a podcast where we want to talk about what is coming up next, as well as to highlight the people that are actually building it. So, last week's episode was a civic signal episode talking about UBI. Today's episode is a builder spotlight. We want to explore how these bold innovations are meeting the bigger problems that we have to address as a society. We also want to highlight how the free markets and this, fearless execution is going to end up driving real progress within the world. Let's kick it off here. So imagine we're able to tap into the Earth's heat, day or night, rain or shine. And I'm not just talking about the summertime heat, right? But the ability to tap into the Earth's heat to power your home, your phone, or maybe even all of these AI data centers that we're going to need here in the future. There's no pollution, there's no disruption. It's just clean, constant power. It sounds pretty futuristic, right? But this is where a Houston-based startup is looking to drill deep, literally, into this future. So, the company that we want to talk today on this Builder Spotlight episode is called Fervo Energy. They're on a mission to build scalable 24/7 clean energy using the same tools that helped fuel the shale revolution. So as we know, energy demand, it's exploding, right? Electronic vehicles, AI and data centers, other means of industrialized electrification. I mean, our grid is currently under pressure. We don't just need more power, we need better power. And like anything, if we're able to make it clean and reliable and always on, why wouldn't we pursue that? This is where Fervo's approach comes in. It's market driven, it's backed by real customers, and it is built on hard-won engineering. It's not theory, there are no subsidies here, it's just pure execution on their part. So, today on Breck to the Future, we're excited to explore what Fervo Energy is building, why it matters, and how it's going to fit into the bigger story of our enhancement of energy production and the civilizational progress that we're looking to make here. So let's dive in. Fervo Energy was founded in 2017 by Tim Latimer. Tim is a former drilling engineer who left the oil industry after realizing that the climate challenge wasn't going to go away. He teamed up with a gentleman named Jack Norbeck, who is a geoscientist, and together rather, they asked a very simple question. What if we applied the best tools from oil and from gas, right? The horizontal drilling, the hydraulic fracturing into this geothermal energy idea, right? Well, that idea, I mean, was simply to drill deep into the hot rock. They want to inject water, create rather a controlled reservoir and use that heat to generate electricity 24/7. This concept is called enhanced geothermal systems, or EGS for short. So instead of waiting on subsidies or lobbying for special treatment, Fervo just got to work. They started building. They hired the engineers, they found the geologists and the rig crews. They've run test wells. They've made mistakes. They've iterated, but then they got results. Fervo is based in Houston. It is the energy capital of the country. But they're not pitching PowerPoints, they're putting pipe into the ground, and it's very exciting. So, why does this matter? Well, let's zoom out here for a second. So, everything that we care about, our phones, our refrigeration, the factories, these AI models that are going to help us, data centers, electric cars, everything, it all runs on electricity. But here's the problem. Wind and solar power, some exciting innovations, definitely a short-term solution, but it can be intermittent, at least how we presently have it set up on our grid. Batteries at the moment, they are expensive and limited as well. The nuclear question. It is powerful, but it's very slow to deploy, and there's obviously a lot of controversy around it. Geothermal, by contrast, is clean and it's always on. Now, the only catch is that until now, it's worked in a couple of hot spots, right? Places like Iceland or parts of California, of all places. But that's where Fervo's breakthrough matters, right? With EGS, they are actually able to create geothermal reservoirs almost anywhere that there's hot rock. And the United States has a lot of hot rock. I'm not talking about Arizona in the summer. I'm talking about hundreds upon hundreds of gigawatts of potential right under our feet at the moment. So it's almost time to think of Earth as a giant underground battery, right? And this is more than climate tech. It's the infrastructural backbone of a high energy, innovation first future that we really need to pivot to. And it definitely is happening through private capital, not policy mandates or any governmental intervention. So that's why it matters. Let's talk about traction. It's not theory anymore. Is already breaking records. Just as recently as June of 2025, they drilled their Sugarloaf well into Utah at about 100, I'm sorry, at about 15,765 feet. That is 3 miles deep, and they did this in just 16 days. What they just accomplished was almost 80% faster than the Department of Energy benchmark for drilling ultra deep geothermal wells. When they got there, they hit 520 degrees of Fahrenheit. The peak drilling speeds topped at about 300 feet per hour, and a single bit run covered 3,200 feet. That, in and of itself, is elite level engineering. An independent analysis from DeGolyer and McNaughton showed that their systems were able to capture 50 to 60% of subsurface heat. That is triple the efficiency of conventional geothermal systems. Then there's Cape Station, the flagship project in Utah. Phase one is looking to deliver 100 megawatts by summer of next year, summer of 2026. Phase two is looking to scale upwards of 500 megawatts by 2028, which is enough for 375,000 homes. That is incredible. This build out, driving jobs and other growth, it should garner about 6,600 jobs and looking to deploy almost $500 million in local wages. Like this is true innovation through the free markets as driving new opportunities and change and job opportunities. And here's the best part is that every megawatt has already been sold. Shell Energy is buying 31 megawatts. SCE, the Southern California Edison, has signed a 320 megawatt deal. Clean Power Alliance is on board too. But let's also talk about their investors. The list includes Breakthrough Energy, Google, heard of them, Mercuria, Devon, Liberty, and SLB. Even Time Magazine has named Fervo as one of the 100 most influential companies of 2025. So, yeah, this is not hype. I mean, it's happening. And it's so exciting. But here's the big picture. Every leap in human civilization has been powered by a leap in energy. Coal gave us the factories. Oil gave us mobility. Electricity has given us computing. Well, now we're entering an era that's going to be defined by AI, robotics, synthetic biology, and advanced manufacturing. All of this depends on more energy. Cleaner energy is ideal, and that's why this is so exciting. The Fervo geothermal innovation is going to unlock energy abundance. I mean, how can it not? Like you are using quite literally what's under our feet. There's job creation, regional growth where these sites pop up. There's domestic energy security, so we no longer have to rely on foreign opportunities and foreign capture. Excitingly enough, there's also bipartisan policy support in this. But most of all, what's most important, what I am looking to convey with this podcast and my overall belief is that this is a market-driven path forward. This is the free market going out with an idea showing that they can do it best and they know how to get it done. And that's why this is so exciting. Now, if we clear the regulatory bottlenecks, I mean, especially around permitting, just think of all the gigawatts of clean power that we're able to unlock that's hiding right below our feet. We're not doing this, we're not generating more electricity by tearing down capitalism. We're building better with it. And again, that's why I'm very excited about this. So, in closing, Fervo Energy is what happens when you let the builders get to work, right? You have an idea, you go and test it, you iterate, and you keep it going. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They didn't blame some of the existing systems that we have, some of the governmental and regulatory red tape and constraints they had to work with. They went out, they built something new, but by using old tools in a smarter way, which a lot of things we're going to see is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. A lot of these things aren't broken. They just need to evolve and be enhanced to meet the 21st century needs that we have. Um, Fervo is proving that innovation still lives in the United States and the markets are still going to reward results. If the future can still be shaped by people with the courage to test new things, to drill, to scale, to innovate, we have a lot of very exciting opportunities coming up. So here's the takeaway is that you don't have to change the whole world, but you can build something that matters. No matter how small it is, there's something that can be built that will matter. And that's how we're going to win. That's how we're going to move forward together as a society. So if you've enjoyed this Builder Spotlight about Fervo Energy, please share it with someone that still believes in building. Subscribe for future episodes as we explore companies and ideas shaping this next generation. And remember, progress does not come from complaining, it comes from the builders, and that's who we look to highlight. So keep moving forward, keep building. We will see you on the next Breck to the Future episode.